Seth Kaplan, Airline Weekly Managing Partner, with more on that. Seth, what do you make of this and the president's statement not too long ago that, go about your normal business, go about flying, have fun with grandma, et cetera, but just be vigilant?
Yeah, and certainly the alert yesterday, I think, shook a lot of people because of how broad it was. I mean, they weren't saying, something catastrophic is imminent, but you just sort of got the sense that they can't confidently say that nothing out there is brewing. So that was a little bit unusual.
Why did they do it, Seth? You're a pro at this, your experience. You read and parse words closely. The day before, they talked about getting to the airport a half hour earlier. So I guess you have to get to the airport now like a day before your flight leaves. Then they started saying, wait a minute, now there's this. What happened? What usually happens?
Yeah, well, remember, this isn't just about airplanes and airports. So, we're talking about just threats everywhere in the world. I mean, what we've seen over the past decade and a half, Neil, is that it's one thing to secure the airport. And, for all of TSA's flaws and the flaws of their counterparts around the world, I mean, airports are more secure than they once were. But what happened in Paris, I mean, that's a threat, obviously, to travelers, too. And this is basically them just saying, look, the airports in this country might be reasonably secure, but we can't say that something like that can't possibly happen anywhere in the world, and Americans need to be vigilant.
But what does that mean, Seth? When I hear terms like be vigilant and watch what's going on, it's sort of like to see something, say something. I leave this building around Midtown Manhattan, almost everything I see warrants saying something. But when you're at an airport or you're flying or you're on a plane, what are you looking for?
Yeah, and here we see so many false positives, right? All the times when, somebody, and that's the tricky part. Honestly, Neil, so much of this comes down not to airport security and not quite honestly to, people necessarily being vigilant. It comes down to intelligence, to national intelligence, because when you think about it, the things that have gone wrong and the things that have gone right, starting with 9/11, really the successes or failures have been about intelligence. I mean, 9/11, the reaction to that, understandably enough, was, hey, we need stronger security at the airports. But those box cutters that got through, those were legal on that day. It wasn't a failure at the checkpoint. It was a failure of, having these guys who wanted to learn how to fly airplanes but not land them, and everybody collectively not realizing. And, on the other hand, there was that plot now almost a decade ago out of London where they were going to blow up all these planes flying transatlantically, the thing that resulted in the liquids ban.
Right.
There, it was the opposite. That was an intelligence success in that case. They didn't find those guys at the airport. The authorities infiltrated that organization. It was an al-Qaeda affiliate. And so really so much of it comes down to that more broad intelligence. I mean, I wish it was all about just watching for things at the airport.
Yeah, we get wise, sometimes accidentally, to your point. Seth, thank you very, very much. Hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise, Neil.